Island Girl, and I'm back with another reaction video for you today. And today I'm reacting to four things we love living in the UK, American in the UK. And I'm getting this one from Mac and Blair Family Adventures. The link will be in the description below, guys. Please go over and show them love. Tell them the Island Girl sent you. All right. So I want to see this one. So come on in, rock back, put a smile on your face and enjoy if you're new here. To all my regular schmegglers, day one, sweetie pie, sweetie poos, come on in, rock back, put a smile on your face and enjoy. Before we get into it, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe if you haven't already, and join the channel if you're interested in seeing other perks that I have to offer. All right? Let's get into this video. Here we go, right about now.
Hi, I hope you're having a lovely day. My day is going great. The weather's nice. It's a little cool today, having my jacket. And so I'm just sitting outside and I'm just enjoying the weather, the birds, the whole outdoor experience today. It's really good. So my name is Mac. And about 8 months ago, my family and I, we moved from the United States to the UK. My wife and I both have jobs here. Our kids are enrolled in school, and we're just really settling in as British residents. And so we're really enjoying it. And I wanted to take a moment to talk about four things that I really like about living here in Great Britain. And the first thing on that list is the bread.
Oh,
I know you may have heard that before, but the bread in the US, it's not great. It's just it's functional. I mean, you can take it, you can put a piece down, you can put some things on it, and you put your other piece. And it's more of a transport mechanism to get the flavor and the food from the food into your mouth, right? The bread itself is a transport mechanism. It's not something that is imparting flavor into the dish or the sandwich or whatever you're eating with, or whatever you're eating, right? The bread doesn't really add much to it. It's just kind of there. Not so here with the bread here in the UK. My kids really enjoy the bread. They really love it. They eat sandwiches with gusto, so to speak. And so they would just kind of really have a good time with enjoying the bread. The flavors are just so good. We really appreciate it. The next thing that I really like about being here is still food related. And that
hold on. Bread. Let me touch on that. Funny enough, it's my first time watching a video and hear someone talking about bread in the UK, that the bread is there. It's amazing. Because I normally hear they talk about French bread. And I did this video how the US ruined bread. And oh boy, they did ruin bread. And he's right with everything that he said. But I didn't know that in the UK, bread is so amazing as well, to be honest. Well, I didn't even think about it. Yeah, the European normally say their bread are good. So it didn't hit, but now it's hitting.
that is going to be the cheese. Recently, I had an opportunity to get some cheese from the United States, and I ate it, and I couldn't even taste it. It was so bland. It just didn't have any flavor. It had no kick, no punch, nothing to it to make you be like, this is cheese. However, when we eat cheese here in the UK, it's just really good, really flavorful. We've really grown to like it. We will only buy, certain brands. We really enjoy those cheeses and we have a good time eating them. So the first two things that I really like about living here are both food related. And since we're talking about food, I'll go in and throw in a bonus on my little list, which is going to be the fish and chips. I've done a whole video where I talk about the fish and chips, which is totally new. Before I lived here, of course, I've had fried fish before,
Yeah.
but not fried cod. And so the cod and the haddock and some of the other types of fish that you could get from the fish shops, those are really good. So we really, enjoy that as well. So if I'm going to talk about food, I have to talk about the fish and chips. That's what I've enjoyed in England. Hopefully soon I get an opportunity to travel up to Scotland, and I'm looking forward to trying some of the food, some of the more classic Scottish dishes. And then I get an opportunity to get to Wales. I want to try some of that as well. But right now, it's the English food and it's also the fish and chips. So those are some of the things that I really enjoy. But moving away from the table and kind of moving into the car.
So, cheese. Oh, how you guys have bragged about your cheese. I ain't gonna lie, I've heard it. I've got it in the comment section from my regular smeggers, the Island Girl. When you talk about cheese, you're talking about the UK. And I concur. You know why? Because I've tried cheese here and I've been living here for almost 17 years in the US. And I don't like I tried it when I just came and I'm like, nah, this ain't for me. The only cheese that I eat, guys, is Jamaican cheese. That's it. And it's creamy and it has this saltness to it and it just, oh baby, it hits the spot. And when he touched on the fact that I said, yeah, fish and chips, listen, that's the talk of the town when it comes to the UK. Everybody talk about that. Fish and chips. I can't wait to visit and try. I swear. Your bread, your cheese, your fish and chips definitely is on my list for when I get there. Now he's moving away from that. Let's hear what's next.
Is I actually enjoy driving here. Once you kind of get to know the rules of the road, you can really appreciate it. One quick example is in the United States, when you're driving and you come up to a red light, you stop. But depending on the circumstances, you can still turn. You
Okay.
can go and This is weird. I'm sorry. I'm outside. I'm in nature. So there are like birds and I don't know, geese making all kind of noises in the background. And I thought it was a person or something. I didn't know what that was, but I think it's just a bird. Okay. Um, the nature here is really cool. The place where I live at here is really nice. There are birds all over the place. There are bunnies. I've never seen so
Oh,
many bunny rabbits, and I understand now where Peter Rabbit came from. But I've never seen so many rabbits. Not so many frogs though. I've only seen one frog since I've been here. I digress. Let me get back on topic.
yeah.
And I was talking about driving, and I was talking about specifically stopping at a red light. So when you stop at a red light, depending on the circumstances, you can't make a right turn legally in the U.S. Here in the UK, it's pretty simple. When you hit a red light, you stop. That's it. If it's a red light, you stop. When the light turns yellow and green, you can go. Until that happens, you stop. So that's something, just a quick example of
Oh.
the driving and how it's easier here than in the States. You don't have to do that extra thinking about, can I turn on this red light? Is it allowed in this circumstance? Nope.
Hmm.
Red light, you stop. And actually staying with the theme of driving, another thing that I really enjoy about living here is the lack of stress specifically related to driving and commuting. I lived 17 years in the Washington, D.C. area in the DMV, which stands for D.C., Virginia, Maryland. And I lived in D.C., I lived in Maryland, I lived in Virginia during that period. I moved around, but the commute is so horrendous. For the last 6 years that I lived there, I had a 55-mile one-way commute in the morning. My job was 55 miles from home. I had to drive up a very long four-lane highway, hit the beltway, circle around the district, and kind of head out another 30 minutes or so after that. So
Wow.
my drive in the morning was about an hour and 15 to an hour and 30 minutes. On and The overall drive, like going and coming, was 110 miles a day, and I was losing about 3 hours a day just on the commute. And I did that for 6 years. So get here, living in the UK. I live in England here in the Midlands. My commute is much shorter, much more pleasurable, much more enjoyable. I don't lose all that time. It's not all the stop and go traffic. So I really enjoy that. I really appreciate having a better commute. And that improves my better and overall quality of life. And so that would be the last thing that I would say I really enjoy.
So, to get back off of him and talking about the stress of driving when it comes on to driving here in the US. So, I get where he's coming from. Because when you drive in New York, you cannot turn on a red light. In Kentucky, we did not turn on a red light either in Kentucky. Or did we? I don't remember. But yeah. But here in Alaska, you can turn on the red light. So a lot of time I realize when people move here and come here, especially in the military families, you get a lot of people at the red light. They can't turn on the red and they're sitting there and they're blowing. And you can tell when they're new to the area because once you see that red light and you have a right hand turn, you can take it here in Alaska. The only time you can take it, you'll see it on the stop sign area. It says no turn on right on this light. And maybe it's just two lights alone in the whole Anchorage area that I've been in that has that. Apart from that, you just turn, no hesitation. So I love your idea. It's just, if you stop, you just stop. There's no turning on the red light. You don't have to second guess it. You know. And then he said that the commute is just it's just relaxing and beautiful and enjoyable. I like that. So I see where he's coming from with that.
Is that I find the UK to be a very pleasant place to be as far as stress. I'm not stressed here. I don't feel the same amount of stress
Wow.
that I felt in the United States. It's just not weighing on me as heavily. And I've asked my wife about this, and she said the same thing. She just doesn't feel as much stress as we both felt in the United States. And so that in itself is worth the reason to move, that alone, to be able to get away from stress. Stress kills, right? And
Yep.
so we don't want that to happen. And those are the things that we really enjoy about living here in the UK, that we really look forward to when we wake up in the morning, an easier commute. When we're going out to eat, we enjoy the fish and chips, we enjoy the cheese, the breads. Oh, and I didn't even mention the pastries. I know I'm a bit of a foodie, but the pastries here are phenomenal. They're really great, better than almost any pastries you can get in the United States. There are a few home
Wow.
cooked cakes and pies. Of course, apple pie in the States can come is on par, but just the pastries here are really a level above. And so those are just things that I really enjoy. I have been here about 8 months, and that's kind of been my experience thus far. I'll probably roll up another one of these in about a year. My wife and I sit down and we'll talk about, what we think and what that 1 year mark has been like for us. And but up until this point, it's been good. Food, good. Driving, easier. And stress, lower.
Yep.
Right? That summarize it. So thank you. And until the next time, take care.
You too. Not gonna lie, I really, really enjoy this video with Max. And the crazy thing about it is when you stop to listen to people that move here out of the US and go to the UK, it's always good things. That's one thing I've noticed too. All the videos that I've reacted to, it's always good things. You always hear about food, you always hear about less stress. It's one thing that is stressed upon in majority of these videos. The stress of life, it's like it's lifted. It's not that it's fully stress free. Don't get me wrong, guys. I understand that what he's saying, because it just there's a balance to life outside when you move from the US. It's just like life more balanced, more stress free, a little much more stress free. And I love that the way he explained it. And you can hear the genuineness in his voice, just explaining these four different things that he loves since he gotten there. And it's only 8 months. So I'm going to check out another video down the road. Hopefully that he tells the difference of what, being there for over a period of time what it has done to them living there. The cheese, the fish and chips. We all know that. We all know about the cheese. But the bread was one that I was like, what? And the stress. I've heard that so many times. That there's a balance. You understand me? But the commute, that's a good one as well. I've always heard that you guys have easy access to getting from point A to point B, but not necessarily stress on the commute of going places. So you can enjoy driving and not stress when you're driving. That's beautiful. So thank you guys so much for watching. It's your island girl, and I'm Rona Daughter here. Don't forget to rock back, relax, continue to enjoy your lives. Be good, be kind, be safe, love each other. Hit the like on this one, hit the share, hit the subscribe if you haven't already. And if you wish to become a member to the channel, the join button is on my channel, guys. Click it and you'll see all the perks that are offered. Love you guys, and I'll definitely catch you guys in another one. Bye.